Good evening, good afternoon, good morning to whenever you're listening to us. We are the Imaginary Friends. I am James.
And I'm Ben.
And thank you all for joining us for another podcast. Ben, what did you want to chat about today?
Well, we're going to talk, as is customary, about how we are performing and how the event itself is performing in the MWS.
Yeah.
And then we will go on to talk about the team tournament structure.
Teams. Ooh, I like team tournaments.
Yes, that's why you're not going.
Yes.
So, do you want to start us off with the data?
Data.
That is what people come for.
People come for the data and stay for the absolutes.
Yes.
As I'm told. It's been really interesting. So, as of recording, we now have 50 games that have been played in bands format. So, 100 different masters 100 masters have been picked.
It's quite a lot.
Yeah. And of those 100 masters, 48 of them I've now been... sorry, I lie entirely. 51, it was 48. It's now 51 different masters have been used.
Okay.
39 different keywords.
Okay.
But 51 different masters across 100 games.
And as a trivia question, James, for our audience, what master has the single worst split between titles that only one version gets played? Surely it's Mei Fang that only gets played Sentinel.
So in terms of across the game in a non-bands format, Lucas McCabe.
Are you really saying that the one that has all of the abilities you could ever want and a crew card that requires no thinking whatsoever is better than the one that does nothing?
Yes.
I believe it.
Yeah.
But the horse is really cool.
The horse looks really cool.
And I have him unbuilt in a drawer somewhere because he was terrible in third as well.
Still terrible in fourth. But, so Thunders, I know you'll be disappointed to hear, but Thunders have taken a bit of a kick in this round.
Well, I was there.
You were there.
I was a contributing factor to the kicking that we received.
No spoilers.
Indeed.
But Arcanists are now top, though I know last podcast we spoke a lot about how specific players can very much influence one keyword's success or failures. So Arcanists are now top with 80% win rate. 8 out of 10 games, 4 of which are all the same person. Very good person.
Yeah.
It's obviously the data is skewed somewhat.
But you only need a couple of good masters for a faction to be good.
Yes.
So it doesn't really matter if 5 of the keywords are bad.
No.
And I think Arcanists have some masters that play specific missions very well.
They do.
So Toni plays Informants exceptionally well, with Recover Evidence, and Colette plays Boundary and Bombs
pretty well.
So between Toni and Colette, and maybe Karis, perhaps I should have banned something from Toni.
Mm-hmm.
Certainly something we considered.
Yeah, who would you have banned? Amara? What's her name?
Possibly Joss.
Joss is good.
But I'll discuss that after I sort of break down my game. So yeah, the spoilers are that I played Asami into Toni and lost. What ban difference was made for yours? I presume that you couldn't play the keyword you wanted to because 3 out of 4 were banned.
Certainly enough of the keywords were brutalised that I couldn't play them. However, I wanted to play... There's a keyword that I've wanted to play for a while now.
As our listeners know,
particularly if they were looking at or caught any of the rules discussion forum maybe a month or 2 ago, where there was a very long conversation about familiar tokens.
Where you were told you were wrong repeatedly.
3 times.
And then you were told you were wrong by Weird.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. But I like the confirmation from Weird, so it's fine. Weird are awesome.
You respect their authority.
I respect their authority.
Good. So you played Perdita.
So I played Perdita.
Which Perdita did you play?
Neverborn Hunter.
And is that the one that you really wanted to play?
Yeah.
So what does Neverborn Hunter do?
No, still to this date, nobody knows.
Oh, good.
So she is a half upgrade master in that she has 3 upgrades she can give out. You don't have to flip to give out the upgrades, which is awesome.
Okay.
but it is an action.
Wow. This requires some kind of planning in advance, which is not something you're good at.
It's not perhaps my forte. I got my first activation was great because I just hand out 2 upgrades with the effigy. Because it's uniques only, and they can. No, it's anyone. Anyone can hand out the upgrades, which is quite cool. So it's not just uniques only.
But the effigy is 2 points.
So I took him, handed out some upgrades to start with, gives out familiar tokens. And I think there's a lot in the crew that's really cool. You've got From the Shadows with Nino. So she was able to score me my bonus point on the strat and then run away.
Is Nino a lady?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I believe you.
I think so anyway. I'm not good with genders. I have had to apologise to multiple people in the past.
Oh, let's not go into any more detail on that.
No.
But
Nino's cool. And I say, I just dropped my point and then ran away.
Okay.
And so what I really like about Perdita 2 is on her gun, she's only min 2, but she automatically built in onto the attack. She moves the enemy 3 inches. So it's not away from, it's not towards, it's just you move them 3 inches. And then she has the shove aside trigger to move them another 3 inches. She also can put, so she's got a trigger on every attack, on every suit, on her main gun. So I basically kidnapped one of his models by shooting them 3 times and pulling them 12 inches, which is really cool. Very trigger happy, but they can discard the upgrade for a plus and a trigger.
See, I quite liked the Perdita that can trick shot off different types of markers.
It's really cool, and she can do the reload trick where she can be given.
And she can reload and trick shot off markers.
Yes. The issue is the use of markers is once per turn, not once per activation.
But that just means that you can have like 5 different markers, and you hire a cavalier model to put out a assault marker.
So assault marker, scheme marker, hopefully a corpse marker off your enemy, which is funny. But how many other markers? So you really want to be playing an enemy that puts out markers as well, because you remove the marker, so you advance your own game plan while.
Well, surely you take Ashbringer or something from Sonia's Q for pyre markers, and then you take a cheap Tull model for an assault marker.
Yeah.
And then that's probably your 5.
Yeah, just my issue is she doesn't support the crew much. You're relying on purely her to kill a lot of stuff.
But think how cool it is.
It is cool.
And your opponent trying to work out whether they can, like, how do they move without being trick-shotted on a reload token from a pyre marker?
Yeah.
So, talk to me about Nino. So,
yeah.
You said that you dropped your marker, so this is recover evidence. So is this the bonus point?
This is the bonus point.
Because obviously you can't normally, From the Shadows, pick up the strat because you can't deploy next to
within
it.
2 inches.
So you'd have to walk up to it, pick it up, and then you're stuck there.
Well, so the interesting thing was, I could have done both.
Oh.
The issue was Assassinate was in the pool, and Nino starting very close.
Well, that's what I mean. Doing both and being on the halfway line feels like you're asking for them to be killed.
Yeah. But so Nino can drop Ski Marker with first AP, has a bonus action that moves 2 inches and gains a familiar token, which then could move him within range to pick up the strat marker.
Isn't it? What do you move towards?
Friendly model. So as long as you're the other side of the halfway line, you move back towards your own mates.
So you start over the halfway line.
Well, which you need to be to put the marker down with 6. I considered that and decided absolutely not, because Nino
Assassinates in the pool. You're asking to,
So drop the marker, move 2 away, got the familiar token, which is effectively armor for himself, and then just moved another 5 to run away.
So what was your opponent's bans?
So my opponent's bans, it's not too dissimilar from my own. Obviously, Nightcrawler Network, Peacekeeper.
And the Peacekeeper ban was relevant because you were considering something outrageous.
I was never truly considering it. I just thought it was really funny. And that is, so a model I didn't even take. So
You're going to have to read her name. You can pronounce silly names too.
This is normally your thing, Ben. I feel like I'm stealing something from
And by silly, I do not mean to be offensive to people of cultures that are not ours.
No, we just...
we're not very good at pronouncing names that aren't from the Bible.
But Abuela.
Oh, that's pretty good. Okay. And what does Abuela do?
So
Abuela.
I can thank Encanto and my young 8-year-old daughter for this one.
Ah.
So I got this one. So Abuela Ortega, she has a really cool ability. Escucha me. So it's ally only. Can't target the same model more than once per activation. It's just an obey. TN8. But she has a double stone ability.
How many points did you say she was?
She's only 5.
Okay, so we're up to 7 points.
And it's a shotgun wedding. So once per game, a friendly model within 2 inches of the target gains a new blood token, which turns them into a familiar model. They basically get married into the family.
And does this lady have a shotgun?
Well, yes, she has a sword of shotgun.
Ah, okay. So I get it.
Shotgun
Yeah,
wedding.
fine. So you were thinking of marrying the Peacekeeper into the family?
I was thinking of marrying the Peacekeeper into the family.
And what would that have allowed you to do? Give the Peacekeeper upgrades?
Yeah, that's about it. However...
Are any of the upgrades good with the Peacekeeper?
So I like No One Left Behind, and this did come up, and I actually kept this on model of mine for a few turns, because when enemy models with this, enemy models engaged by this model receive a negative when resisting gun actions.
Okay.
So it puts the enemy on a neg to all your shooting.
Surely you have that on Perdita.
No, I think, and I actually put it on Francisco, who is your main melee beater.
I thought it was the ranged attacks that you...
So the model has to be... So I put it on Francisco. Francisco engages you, and then anyone else that shoots you...
Oh, it's applied to the target,
yes.
not the... Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, so it's really cool. So she had quite a cool few abilities, and I got to use all of them. Though you can still put upgrades onto other friendly models with the totem. So the totem, if he's got an upgrade, he can discard the upgrade and attach it to the target. And this is just a tactical action. It can target friendlies. So you don't... there's no reason for the shotgun wedding that costs 2 stones on a 5-stone model, who dies ridiculously easily. If you really want a Peacekeeper with the upgrade, you can get the Peacekeeper with the upgrade really easily.
That's a bit depressing.
A little bit. Yeah. There's just no reason to...
What ability just gives it out?
So slice 6 shots, the totem has the gun runner tactical action. So this model may discard an upgrade attached to itself and attach it to the target. Then the target moves up to 2 inches. TN5. Some really cool triggers. The sneak away trigger is brilliant. Mini...
Yeah, and then you just put... Yeah,
you
that's
just
just a friendly model.
Yeah.
You can put an upgrade on an enemy model as well.
Technically, yeah. Don't know why you would.
But you couldn't say the Peacekeeper because the Peacekeeper was bad.
The Peacekeeper was bad. So yeah, I didn't want to anyway. I wanted to go all in keyword. Other than the effigy, who I don't count, 2 points.
Okay, and what was your opponent playing?
Nexus, the kids.
Okay, and how were the Nexus kids?
They're really, really cool. Now, I was very fortunate. I actually played a random friendly game
against the
Nexus kids like 4 days before.
It's funny, isn't it, how you see trends of different teams being popular for a bit. Yeah.
So I kind of had an idea about what his crew did actually better than what my own crew did, because I've never played Perdita before.
So what were you able to do to manage the threat that the Nexus kids represent? I assume you didn't stand in spiderwebs.
I didn't stand in spiderwebs. I tried to avoid spiderwebs.
But it would have been a really good opportunity to play the other
It would have been good, yeah. That's true. Although Nexus can just put out a bucket load and... she removes one.
But you did say that you wanted to play against Marker Crew.
Yeah, that's true.
So Nexus kids, so...
they're really cool. The issue I found with them is I was able to actually murder them quite effectively. On corner deployment, they had to spend a lot of AP walking and doing other stuff that wasn't hurting me.
So were you predominantly shooting him?
A lot of shooting. As I say, I was able to kidnap. Perdita's kidnap is great. I really enjoyed that. Actually, she puts out Adversary as well.
Stat 6.
Stat 6.
So once you get the first one through, you've got Adversary for the second and third.
Yeah, whilst moving them.
Yeah.
And
so
then,
they only get cover for the first shot.
Yeah. And will you build in the Adversary on the first shot as well by discarding a random up? I gave her a random upgrade, so she discarded that.
Mm-hmm.
For the first shot to give the suit that I needed to give them Adversary.
And presumably he wanted to keep his formation, he wanted to be able to kidnap you with this creeper, and then put you on webs and be stat 10 against your defense.
7, but yes.
Well, isn't it 8 with... So the creeper can go up to 8.
Oh, the creeper,
and then reduce your stat by 2.
Yeah, with the stone.
So it could be stat 10.
Yeah.
Okay, but it seemed to go reasonably well for you.
It did. That's how I was able to get ahead on attrition. My crew actually handled the corner deployment, I think, better than the Nexus kids.
Mm-hmm.
So I was able to spend more AP murdering things. I had more bonus action moves. The Monster Hunters, I really like the Monster Hunters. They're great.
So obviously you're score-piercing this event, but would Perdita be played again?
I think so. I really liked her. She was a really interesting crew.
Did you enjoy her more than Sonya too?
Yes.
Okay.
I did.
So players in the UK, you may face James's Perdita at a local event.
Near you. And I own Perdita as well. I did buy her.
She is somewhere in my house.
Yes.
I'm not entirely sure where the parcel is.
It only arrived 3 weeks ago.
It's somewhere in my house.
Yes.
I suppose I should talk about my game.
Yeah.
Then. So I started this game by doing something I don't like to do. And then I sort of continued this as a theme across the whole game.
Okay, you didn't by any chance run your master into the middle on their own to get kidnapped and murdered to activation 1, did you?
No.
Okay, just asking for a friend.
When I say I did something I didn't want to do,
wasn't quite that stupid.
No.
Who did a stupid thing like that?
So I don't like to change my team to counter or face what my opponent is doing. Now, it's certainly something I did a lot more in 3rd edition.
Right, yes.
Is what James is twitching over there for.
A little bit.
I think in 3rd edition, you I don't know necessarily why, but for example, the Rocketeers could remove... I played a lot of Guild.
Yeah.
The Rocketeers, I took out a keyword a lot as they shut down marker crews really well. I remember thinking in 3rd edition that there were a lot of teams that if they were allowed to just do what they wanted to do, you were going to have a really rough time.
Yeah.
So if you take the Rasputina list that could put out ice pillars,
1,000 ice pillars,
and you could have Cedra in one corner, and then you had the Beast on the other, so you're playing corner, and you could control the whole of the board, and you could just do reliable damage unopposed. But then if you take two Rocketeers, all the nonsense goes away.
Yeah.
And it felt like there were a lot of crews in 3rd edition that if you allowed them to play their game, you were going to lose.
Yeah.
And I felt you did have to take silver bullets to deal with it.
Interesting. So, do you find in 4th that you haven't generally had to not worry about what the crew does, but you haven't had to worry about needing a silver bullet?
I don't necessarily think there were that many silver bullets in the game.
Okay.
You've got Ruthless, potentially, but Ruthless is so rare. Stop squeaking your chair.
Sorry, it's your chair.
We have had feedback on your squeaky chair.
Oh, have we?
We have, yes.
My apologies.
So I think the tools you have are very limited.
Mm-hmm.
So there's very few Ruthless models.
Yeah.
And even the ones that you have don't necessarily hard counter things in the same way. So you still need to hit 3 times, and you still need to get them into the fight and still target them.
Yeah.
There isn't a lot of marker removal.
Mm-hmm.
Now, interestingly, we talked last time about my game against the Grog Dog, who seemed to value token removal.
Yeah.
It's certainly interesting. I think it's a waste of activations.
Okay.
And obviously, Monaco Ray is a bit different because she at least gets something for
She does get to summon from it as well.
So I remember in going back to Magic the Gathering, there was a thing called the Doomblade test.
Right.
So this is talking about card advantage. and there is a point, I promise. So it's the idea of, if I play a creature, so I spend a card to summon a monster,
Right.
and then you use a card which is a spell that says that monster's dead.
Yep.
We've lost value effectively because it's 1 for 1.
Yeah.
Now, if my creature says, when he comes into play, I gain 3 life,
Right.
that creature passes the Doomblade test.
Right.
Because if it's killed immediately, you've still gained value.
Gotcha.
Now, somebody who still plays will probably write in to tell me that I summarised that completely wrong. But if I look at the same thing for token removal, and I go, they've slowed my model, so it's slow, and I spend an action to remove the slow.
Yeah.
Is that worth it?
Is that not a net neutral?
It is, but remember, net neutral fails the Doomblade test. Because it's 1 card to kill it, 1 card to do it.
Fair.
So, but also I have to pass a TN6 for the privilege of removing it.
Yes.
Now, certainly for the majority of tokens like Burning or Entranced or Staggered, I'm not really convinced that ever removing them is worth it.
Yeah.
I think it can be nice to have, so especially if you're planning on slowing yourself, if you're planning on summoning an expensive model that you could then use a 3-point model to remove it.
Yeah.
So if you're removing your own tokens, you can probably plan it a bit better and make it efficient. But I think the 3-point Explorer models, the versatile, so they can remove conditions, sometimes that comes up and that's really useful.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Minako Ray obviously summons a summon, which is useful, but she's 8 points. And if you think a token on a 8-9 point model, by the time you've sort of slowed down your activation order and not done the thing you want to do because you want to remove the... and if you're playing a very standoffy game, then that may become worth it. But I find that the tokens that are good are the ones that are applied en masse.
Yeah.
That are a shockwave that puts out slow or stunned onto lots of different things, or and I'm not really convinced that removing them is worth it. Now, the same thing is kind of the same with markers, and I remember I took Sadir, who I don't normally take, into Tull on a reshape map.
Okay.
Because I wanted to be able to remove the markers. The issue was that it was Matt Lewin. Yep. He's a very good player, and he obviously knew exactly what I was going to do and passed with final activation. So I sat there awkwardly with Sadir, and then he had last activation. He put 5 markers down.
Yeah. Fair.
So, again, I think that's something about, we've talked about reshape. And I think the best masters, the best keywords to play it are the ones that can efficiently put it down and don't have to spend real resources to do it. So yeah, in 3rd edition, I did think the silver bullets were a lot more important. In 4th edition, I think just playing your own crew the majority of the time is better.
Okay.
So I obviously didn't follow that.
Right.
And I stand by the fact that that's actually correct.
So what did he take that you felt you needed a silver bullet for? Or what were you expecting him to take that you wanted a silver bullet for?
So Toni is extraordinarily good at punishing you for being in a big group combat.
Yes, she murders everybody.
So she can quite reliably have multiple ways of doing multiple attacks to everybody engaged with her.
Yeah.
And Joss. And they're all on pulse flips.
Yeah.
And they all do 2 to 3 damage, but with really good triggers.
They do have great triggers.
And you can quite trivially kill 5 models in a double activation.
Yes, you can.
So I dropped Asami, Asami 2, because I still think Asami 1's bad, and I maintain that. So Asami is very good at grouping up.
Yes.
But I recognised that was a terrible way to fight Toni.
Okay.
So I took a very scenario-heavy Asami list.
Right.
I contemplated a lot, and I entirely misread the schemes. So I thought for the day of preparation, I vaguely thought about it on the way to work, that we were playing Search the Area and a couple of other schemes that were the schemes from the previous game.
Because they take a while to update on the Discord.
So Then I realised that the schemes were far worse than I thought they were. So I'd planned to score search the area whilst running away from him.
Fair.
And instead they were breakthrough, assassinate, and something else that was public demo or something.
Yes, I think you're right.
So the problem here... No, frame job.
That's right. No,
and the problem here is that Toni is extremely good at frame job because all of her unique models can make me attack her.
Yes, they would take it outside. Yeah.
So she can score frame job trivially with any of her unique models, and she's going to have multiple unique models because she's a very heavy unique crew. So I realised with frame job in the pool that I couldn't go anywhere near her.
Yep.
And I actually, this will surprise many people who listen to this, but I really like calligraphers. So I took a calligrapher at Asami.
You took a calligrapher out of keyword?
It was great. It's fantastic. I regret nothing.
Okay.
So I took the calligrapher who can then target the story of Suzuku, because Suzuku is a dual Oni and story model.
But you didn't take the story of Suzuku.
I did.
You didn't?
I did. You're referring to I summoned one.
Yeah.
That was after my first one died.
Okay. Sorry, my apologies.
Thank you. So, so you have the story of Suzuku that's both an Oni and a library model. Meaning
it can be targeted by the ally-only abilities
of the calligrapher. I then took the monkey out of keyword as well.
Jesus. Lin Li. So you're playing Lin Li?
Well, no. So the problem that Asami has is she has some really, really efficient melee, control-y, killy models in Lady Yumi.
Yeah.
The model that I pronounced fairly well last week.
Which model was that then?
I can't remember. But she doesn't really have... You have the Yogurume, who are okay, but felt like they were going to die horribly to Toni. Because at least the first two have terrifying.
Yes.
So I didn't really feel like I was losing out that much on any unique or impactful models that I wanted to take anyway.
Fair.
This would have actually been the one game that I felt I really would have taken Yasunori, because Yasunori would have scored the bonus point really, really well and not given up for cover. So I possibly would have taken Yasunori over the monkey. Maybe. Or maybe I would have taken both. Who knows?
But Yasunori was banned.
Banned by both me and my opponent.
You banned Yasunori. You forgot you banned Yasunori.
I did entirely forget that I banned Yasunori. Anyway, it's okay because my opponent banned him or her too. So turn one, what was my list? I took the monkey, the story, a Suzuki, an out of keyword cryptologist, calligrapher, sorry. I then took Lady Yumi, a Haga, Batari, and then two Tengus.
Cool.
So Tengus ran into the corners and did set up for scout the rooftops and so on. I went absolutely nowhere near him for the first turn.
Yeah, fair.
So the captain, as I expected he would, came forwards to gain his range 6 place to score the bonus point for him. I then sort of penultimate activation used the calligrapher to double move the monkey into the middle of the board.
Yeah.
The intention here... So what skin was I on? I was on Assassinate on Joss.
Okay.
So I did consider Breakthrough, because the monkey can score Breakthrough. I can go 14 with the calligrapher.
Yeah.
And then the monkey can then go 21 and drop a scheme. So I could have absolutely done it, but...
No, you could have got a scheme marker in the enemy's deployment zone. That is not the same as scoring Breakthrough.
Well, that's why I didn't do it.
Yeah. We've spoken about this.
Monkey frame job was also an option.
Yeah.
I was considering using the calligrapher to put a scheme down on the centre, just behind the centre line, which is where the monkey's going to be. So then if he attacks the monkey, I then score frame job.
But he just pulls the monkey to you and hits
without doing damage, because he has so many pulls, which is the reason I didn't do that.
But you would still likely get 1 point from it.
Yes, but I'll tell you why. I did consider this. Yes, I would, but I figured that doing so would also let him score frame job for 2, because if I give him a model, he then trivially scores frame job by pulling me into the model to score his for 2.
But so Tony's not great on frame job turn 1.
Yeah, of course she is.
Why?
Because she's got the captain who can put ski markers down.
Okay, how is she getting into your half of the board?
It's not that. Even if it's Toni who's been pushed up forwards, double walks, and then pushes it in, still gets it for 2. And she wants to be aggressive anyway.
Yeah.
Possibly by going at the very end of the turn, wouldn't have had the room to do it. But my hope had been, because he needs to be aggressive, and I have pulls and lures as well, and Joss was quite isolated. So the board had a ginormous tower in the middle of it.
Yep.
And Mouse was going to be pulling someone up onto it, because that's what Mouse does.
Absolutely.
Oh, my entire team's behind an entire wall of barbed wire for hazardous injured.
That's great.
It was a terrible board. So, Mouse...
Only if you're the defender. If you're the attacker, it's a great board, I assure you.
I believe you. I didn't at any point... no, I said a lie. His model suffered injured from that barbed wire more than mine did.
Nice.
I didn't get affected by it because the bird flies,
Yeah.
the totem flies, Yumi is unimpeded.
She is.
And I had a whole thing where the monkey with the calligrapher's move jumped from the height 1 barrels over the barbed wire.
Nice.
So I thought about this a little bit.
He's moved 7, so he can make it over.
He made it over with a speed 7, yeah. So that was good. So I figured Joss is going to be fairly isolated on his own because he's going to be the main model that's going to be on the tower.
Mm-hmm.
So I've got room to try and isolate him from the rest, pull him in, beat him to death.
Okay.
So penultimate, near the end, calligrapher moves the monkey up. Sure enough, and I positioned it so that I couldn't be pulled because I couldn't go further away and even to go further forwards.
Yeah, so the pool has to be towards.
So I was at the bottom of the tower,
yeah,
next to some steps.
Perfect.
Because you have to go up the steps from the bottom. He
Yeah.
couldn't push me to the bottom of the stairs because that's further away.
Yeah.
So Joss had to pull me round the side,
Yeah.
and then charged.
Okay.
113 of rams later, raises on 3s from the devastating strike and 5 damage.
Ouch.
So the monkey's down to 5 health or something.
The monkey doesn't care because monkey comes back.
Well, I do care because it's a recover evidence map. So, and I'm trying not to have anything die, so because we're both trying to compete on the strat and therefore play a very running away game. So, fine. He then makes the choice to move in with his second AP with Don't Turn Your Back to prevent the monkey interacting.
Sensible.
So I have the ability to, as a crow trigger on my jump, drop a ski.
Nice. So Don't Turn You Back isn't as impactful?
No.
As long as you have a crow.
As long as I have a crow.
Did you have a crow, Ben?
I did have a crow.
Excellent. Was it the right level?
It was empowerable.
Power. So you couldn't cheat it, you could empower it.
Absolutely.
Excellent.
So, but I am now slow because Joss auto slows on the attack.
Of course he does. Why wouldn't he?
So I ended up hitting Joss, cheating in my 12 of rams, because I then place within 3.
Within 3 of him, so you get to go to the other side.
So I get to go to the other side of him, which
Nice.
was considerably
And
further
damage.
than walking 3.5, which would have obviously got me a lot less.
Yeah.
And I did 2 damage down to 1 because we drew, but then I got a ram trigger to do some splash damage. So I was like happy with that. I then forgot to empower the crow on my jump.
That really important thing that you'd set up for and plan for.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So the monkey was now in the middle, sort of behind his lines, a bit hiding behind a big tower, but without a scheme to score the bonus point that you score on the first.
Awkward.
Yeah. So I've got this 1 of crows in my hand, though. That's good.
Yeah, helpful.
So after that, I think Toni did something horrible. And then at the end, I had last activation. I sent Ohagare Batari into Joss.
Okay, excellent.
So she was fast because so my master had fasted Yumi, Asami, Batari, and something else.
Okay.
So I had 3 fast models, and then so my last one left. So I had pulled Batari forwards with Yumi, so I'd had a bit of an unpack. So Batari ended up walking and then charging to get 2 attacks. So the first charge attack got cancelled by Mirror.
Mirror?
The Amina.
Oh, me. Oh, yes.
So she just stones through me. I don't know what else I can do about that.
Yep.
And I then empowered the Crow.
Excellent.
I had 2 rift markers down, so the Crow trigger allows me to remove a rift marker to do +1 damage.
And your crew card.
And my crew card, well, the token, the marker itself.
Yeah. Oh, that's
so I can remove 2 markers for +2 damage. 5 damage scores me the first point of assassinate.
Excellent.
So I think it was a 3-card flip, and I flip an 11 or a 12, and he very sensibly cheats the 13 in, so I do no damage.
So he kept the 13 behind.
Yeah, I think so. He might have cheated something else, but he had a 13 left.
Nice.
So I didn't do any damage. I don't score assassinate. So I bin assassinate for rooftops because my Tengu are ready to score.
So here's a good question for you, and I'm very interested by this. So Josh has obviously been injured a little bit, but he's still fairly healthy.
Mm-hmm.
You probably do still want to kill Josh.
Mm-hmm.
Why did you choose to bin assassinate when you could have scored it turn 2 and had rooftops turn 3?
Because, as it was, he wasn't in a position to reach the corners. So with an extra turn to start hunting me down,
right,
scoring rooftops, and there weren't a lot of height 2 on the board.
There wasn't. A lot of height 1.
And yes, I could kill Joss, but equally, Mouse could pull Joss backwards.
Mm-hmm.
He could play fairly cautiously, and then I'm a bit committed. And the scheme's tree was assassinate, scout the rooftops. What was it? Detonate charges, high ground.
Okay.
So I was never really worried about scoring them.
You were more interested in the schemey ones that you were running away for anyway.
Exactly. So, if the one after had been a bit bad, then maybe that would have been right, but...
You were happy with the tree.
Yeah. So, the issue here was, because I'd committed Batari... I wasn't within 8 of my master, so I wasn't able to share damage. So the reason... So Batari could have lured Joss.
Right.
Which probably would have worked out better because it would have been the attack that I didn't get because of Amina anyway.
Yes, you've got an extra attack out of that.
Well, I probably wouldn't have done because the lure is...
Well, surely you lure instead of walk.
Well, no, so I was on top of a height 4 building thing because I'd had to teleport her up with Yumi, who scaled to get around the forest.
Okay.
So I was on height, and it was a weird height 4 followed by a height 2.
So you can't charge.
I can't even charge off it. Otherwise I could have pulled him towards me, then charged. As it was, I would still have to walk down, pull, then charge. So I would still have got 2 attacks, and two attacks is better than the 1 attack I got. But I would have had to hit with the lure. Yeah. And I felt I could possibly... And the attack was going to have 3 cards, because I had rift markers.
That's right.
Whilst the lure doesn't. In hindsight, it probably was definitely the wrong way I did it. The issue was that I didn't want to have Joss in the middle of my crew because that's playing to his strengths. So I was still trying to keep spread out so that Joss and Toni didn't just murder my entire crew at once.
Fair.
Which that's what they want to do.
Yeah.
So there was some thought about it.
Okay.
So top of turn 2, Toni linked activation into Joss and killed Batari from full health.
I mean, Toni and Josh combined kill pretty much anything in the game linked.
Yeah. So Toni's only 2 damage.
She is.
So he needed raises. Joss, 3 damage, raises on 3. I'm terrifying so that they don't get the
they're still on a straight flip.
Still a straight flip, yeah, but not the double flip they normally get.
No.
And I burnt most of my hand to...
try to live.
So I won a couple of flips. If you think, we're both stat 6.
Tony's stat 7.
Okay, the attacks from Joss that are stat 6.
Yeah.
So I was cheating against Joss,
Okay.
and I was cheating to deny the raises.
Yeah.
And I lost a lot. I flipped worse, and I cheated all my high cards. And at the end of it, I died by exact damage. And this is absolutely huge because if she's on 1 health, she heals to 4, runs away, gets within 8 of Asami, and then doesn't die.
Fair.
Meaning I'm not conceding on recover evidence.
Yeah.
She then heals to full health by the end of the turn, or at least heals to 9 health or something. Because the weasel will come in and heal her.
Of course, the damn weasel.
And at that point, because they're the advanced models that are further forwards, he didn't have models that could have really chased me down and finished me off.
Certainly not if you've run away as well.
And I didn't need to fight for ground because there was no need. So yeah, losing her was brutal.
But it was his master and his main henchman's activation.
It's irrelevant. It's entirely irrelevant because the game is going to be all around who can get those kills.
No, of course.
So the fact that we drew on the strat turn 1, because we both picked it up, and I wanted to draw the strat turn 2, win on schemes.
Fair.
So the fact that he was winning the strat.
Yeah.
So as it was, I was then able to kidnap Joss.
Okay.
And I did kill Joss. So I kidnapped him with the bird, put him in the barbed wire.
Yeah.
And beat him to death. So we were now drawing on the strat. We both lost a 9-point henchman or a 10-point henchman. I was like, okay, this is fine. Yumi then died.
Ooh.
I think he was out of resources as well in terms of cards. He was just making lots of attacks, and his attacks get pos flips down to straight flips.
So it gets around to terrifying quite nicely.
Well, I wouldn't say it gets around because obviously the pos flip is also his best thing as well. But terrifying is a lot better if you don't have the pos flips when you have no cards in hand. So Yumi just died, and then he picked it up. So I'd lost the strat, I'd lost Yumi and Batari.
Yeah, it's painful.
And the Toni wasn't able to get the efficiency from her crew in terms of them hitting multiple people. I don't think at any point. He did make an interesting play because Toni in this mass attacks on Batari dragged the bird in to give him the benefits of being multiply engaged.
Yes.
But didn't realise that the bird has a place on its attack.
That's the bird's main thing.
Well, it's not a trigger, because obviously normally when she gives you an attack, you don't get triggers or raises. But because it's just the bird's attack, so I then cheat really high to try and break Tony's attacks.
That's really funny.
And then he just cheated higher, and I was like, oh, that was nice.
That's really funny.
But yeah, that would have been a perfect... and I say a little bit of a mistake from him, or possibly a massive mistake. But so either way, I then had to. The bird then got smacked a bit as well. The bird had to then kidnap Joss, heal. So I killed Joss, but then Yumi then died. And then so I still lost the strat, even though I've killed Joss. I'd picked up the strat, so I couldn't even pick the strat up the next turn because I wasn't expecting Yumi to die.
No, that's fair.
And obviously he was then able to pull Yumi out of 8 of my master, so I can't share the damage, and then just got round her F6 and just won enough duels for her to die, and then Mouse picked up her body. So I lost the strat. I did score rooftops. He scored assassinate for 2.
Yep. So he's got 4-3 up.
4-3 up. But I've lost Batari and Yumi. He's lost Joss. I scored the bonus point with the monkey, but then the monkey wasn't doing anything else.
Yeah.
So the monkey did a double scheme very early on and then leaped away. So turn 3, I summoned Suzuki. Oh, the bird died as well, of course.
In turn 2?
Yeah, or the top of turn 3.
Okay.
Bird died top of turn 3, I believe I'm activated. Oh, no, I tell a lie. What else did I have? The bird and something else got smacked about. Bird healed itself and then failed to kidnap Toni, missed bullets attacks, and then died. So I summoned a new bird to try and kidnap Toni. Did. Mouse then pulled her back out.
Yeah.
But my only model that was near any of his models was the bird. So it then became apparent that he was setting up detonate charges on the bird.
The summoned bird.
The summoned bird that has a flicker token.
Summoned bird with a flicker token.
So this kind of got me a little bit back into the game. So the final activation, I scored detonate charges with a monkey.
Yeah.
Obviously does that very nicely.
Yeah, single-handedly.
So I lost the strat and scored detonate charges. So we go into the final turn 6-6.
And what's really cool, the flicker token doesn't drop a corpse because it's your own ability that kills it.
For recover evidence.
Evidence. So that's a really nice and important fact.
So 6-6 going into turn 4. It's clear that we're both on high ground.
Right.
I'm 4 models down and I still commit to the high ground. Because
that's brave.
I obviously listened to last episode's podcast.
And you didn't change your plan?
Well, it was that or some score grave robbing with Tengu or something. As it was, so the crew was quite impressive in this sense because I summoned another Suzuki.
Yeah, I was going to say I assume you summoned another bird to automatically pull everyone off.
Well, the Suzuki started engaging one person.
Yeah.
Knocked them off.
Without flipping, I assume.
No, I had to attack. So that's had to attack, but then I then removed the slow off myself with my bonus action.
Yeah.
Then charged someone else.
And moved them off.
And then my master stood on it. The issue here was that his entire crew moves me off points.
Yes. Signature action.
I ended up using... I'd put fast on my totem. My master went and stood on a point. And then the bird knocked 2 people off.
Which is nice.
And then the Tengu obviously stood on some as well.
Yeah.
But the issue was that first activation, the monkey died.
Ouch.
Which then meant that he was scoring the strat.
Yeah.
So as it was, he only just scored the strat for 2. He had only 3 models on. Bear in mind that the entire term was just every model trying to fight.
To get onto high ground and knock somebody off.
So we both scored the scheme for 2. We both scored high ground for 2, which, considering I was 5 models versus 9 or something, I was impressed that the crew were able to score it. But I knew from the point where the monkey died that I'd probably lost because he scored the strat. I wasn't scoring the strat. So it was a 9-8 loss. I think I needed my master to be further forwards, and I perhaps was being too cautious, so I wasn't using one of my main abilities.
Yeah, because her health share is the huge one.
It is, and even if he'd had to use AP to pull me out of it, that's AP that's
one
not...
less attack.
It's not... Well, it's signature, isn't it? But still. Yeah. But also he has to flip for it and so on. I think the strategy, as in running away, trying to isolate pieces, pick pieces off, I certainly had the tools. I quite liked the monkey out of keyword with the calligrapher. And the calligrapher moving the bird around as well was...
It's cute.
I possibly would have been better off taking Yasunori instead if it wasn't a ban for me. Actually, to be fair, the monkey with the calligrapher support is probably better because they can get an awfully long way and the monkey can single-handedly score both the strat and the scheme and remain safe. So, the big things were the monkey forgetting to empower.
Yeah.
And then, as I say, there were reasons for the positioning with Batari on my master that I don't think they were wrong to consider, but I think in hindsight, and certainly the way it came out, that was a mistake. So, as we say, James, if you make a single mistake, you deserve to lose.
Absolutely.
So I deserved to lose.
Good.
And I took it in good grace and cheer.
Excellent.
And waited 2 days to record the podcast.
Yes. We were going to do this one early, but you didn't seem to be in the mood.
No. I would also say, in terms of a health and a mental health for playing, obviously we hold ourselves to very high standards. We talked about this.
Yeah.
I'd worked a 10-day run and worked an awful lot of hours, and I probably should have tried to schedule it for the weekend and give myself a little bit more rest. Yeah,
that's something similar for mine last round, wasn't it? Where I should have scheduled it for the weekend because life was just a bit much.
So it's not that we're weak, and we obviously we like to consider ourselves strong players, even on a Wednesday. But I think when you look back and think we made mistakes, we certainly wonder if we would have made as many mistakes or the same mistakes had we been better rested. So we've talked for quite a lot, but the listeners probably want to hear a bit of a real topic. So we're going to talk about the team tournament.
Excuse me dying here.
So the imaginary friends are going to Poland.
One of us is.
What are you doing, James?
I am going to be sitting backstage of my daughter's theatre school's end of the year show in sweltering conditions, trying to organise a herd of cats.
And is this the actual show, or is this a dress rehearsal?
I think this is actually the actual show, if I remember the dates lined up. It's the actual end of the year show.
Oh, okay. Was it last year you stood me up for a dress rehearsal?
Last year was the dress rehearsal, yeah.
Very good. So, isn't that nice?
Yes.
Best dad ever.
And
it is Father's Day coming up.
Tomorrow, Sunday.
And will you be made breakfast in bed?
Depends what... Let's say yes, and we'll call breakfast maybe a slice of toast if I'm lucky.
Okay. Buttered?
No.
Okay. So it's just sort of crispy bread?
Yeah.
Okay, fine. A very good friend of mine from the Polish community is running a team tournament.
Yeah.
Team tournaments are really, really cool.
We've done team tournaments before in other gaming systems,
but we've never done one in Malifaux.
Not a Malifaux one. I haven't seen one really, other than just this Cartographer's Cup, if I'm not mistaken.
So the Cartographer's Cup is a big one, again, run by the Polish community.
Yeah.
And we obviously have a lot of time for the Polish community because they are our fourth biggest support
why not
group.
the third Poles? You've got to speak about us more.
Well, hopefully, after my thinly veiled imaginary friends campaign tour,
yes,
we will get a bit of an uptick. So the Cartographer's Cup is a bit different because they have 7-person teams,
big teams,
and I think the idea is that so in a team tournament you can't have more than one person playing the same faction.
Nice. So why not 8?
I just kind of wanted to ask them. I did wonder this. Because you'd think surely someone has to play Rezzers.
I like Rezzers.
So, nonetheless, the team event I'm going to is a 3-person.
Okay, 3-man.
Which is a bit easier to organise.
Yes.
And I think I've spoken to some of the UK players, and we're not sending a UK team to the Cartographer's Cup this year.
No.
But our intention is we're going to go into the next one.
Exciting.
So you are going.
Excellent.
It's in your diary.
Yes, it is.
And if you forfeit your slice of toast for not being the best dad ever, then so be it.
Fair.
So, however, it's going to take us a little bit of time to get a team together. And so this is just a 3-person, but I'm still really looking forward to it. So there's a few differences. And the first one is to say that you can't have more than one faction played.
Yeah.
The second big thing is that in a round, not everyone is playing the same map.
Oh, well, I suppose it's in person, isn't it? So it's much harder to play the same map.
Well, no, not the same map, the same mission, the same scheme.
The same mission.
So you turn up and there's 3 boards.
Yep.
The first one is Wedge Informants with the holy trio of public demo, grave robbing and assassinate.
Yep. Screaming death.
Yeah, quite. And then your second one is corner plant explosives.
Awesome.
And then the third one is standard recover evidence.
Okay.
Now, the rules pack describes this with more examples, but as I understand it, and I may be corrected in a week's time, you flip a coin for whoever picks first.
Okay.
The first team to pick chooses a board.
Okay.
And they can choose any one of the 3 boards.
Sure.
And they put a player down on that board.
Okay.
So, for example, I say, James, you're playing on the aforementioned death map.
Excellent. Wedge.
You're ready.
Love it.
They then pick 2 players and offer them both up.
Okay.
We then choose which of those 2 players plays you.
Ooh.
So they offer Mei Fang And so you don't know they're playing.
No,
but they offer their 10 Thunders player, who Longshanks at a glance shows has played 43 Sentinel games.
Yeah,
and they also offer up their guild player.
Okay.
So we then decide that we fancy your chances into Mayfang, so we're going to accept the Mayfang.
Bold.
Throw me under the bus.
This is the imaginary land.
Yep.
I don't like this land.
So once that's happened,
yeah,
the second team then puts one of their players down
on the final 2 boards.
On one of the final 2 boards.
Okay.
But then they get the perfect choice of the remaining 2 players of who that person gets to play.
Interesting. So they get to choose which of the 2 boards and which of the 2 players to play against.
Yes. And then finally, the last 3 board is played on by the last 2 people left.
So I'd probably want to go second. I probably would want that control over those final 2 games.
I haven't really thought about it. I probably should.
I mean,
it's a good job that we're talking about it now.
Because if you go second, you get control over who's playing.
I think that going first means that you can have first choice of all the boards.
Yeah,
and you can guarantee what one of your players to be playing. So if you want to play Mayfang on plant explosives,
yeah,
you can guarantee if that's plant explosives map, you can get your player on there.
Yeah.
Now, it's entirely possible that there will be a triple boundary dispute. As you could have one where all 3 of you are playing corner boundary.
Okay.
So I don't think there's any promise that they're all different. I think normally they are.
Okay.
But then there can be, depending on, how annoyed the TO was that day or some such. So, but again, the board, if one of them's full of forest, one of them's full of hazardous terrain, whatever. So I'm really excited to, and we've played a lot of online, and the online maps are great.
Yeah.
But there is something nice about going to a country you've never been to, going into their gaming hall and seeing all these boards set up, and thinking, what do I want to do? Do I want to play on the bridge game? Do I want to play on the?
We'll play them all.
And playing a team event for that, I think, makes that really exciting.
Sounds awesome.
So you then have your tactics. Obviously, it's not an imaginary friend excursion.
No, it's very sad.
I will say that with notice, James and I will fly to any European country for a team tournament.
Yeah.
So if you're running a team tournament next year, let us know and we will put it in the diary.
Yeah, year's notice or so, because family and life and responsibilities and jobs. And...
Any European country. And when our royalties for the podcast extend, America becomes available.
Hilarious.
So I am playing with Trick86.
Awesome.
Who is a very good Polish player.
Yes.
I'm also playing with Wroclov.
Don't think I know Wroclov.
I don't think he plays in the NWS.
Okay.
But they're both very active players in the Polish community. So I'm very happy with my team. They are the best replacements for you I could have found.
Aww.
So we've talked today. I will give away some of the Polish team's secrets. Now I understand that their focus for the Cartographers Cup, and I believe they won the Cartographers Cup last year.
I suspect so.
They are extremely good players.
Yeah, great community there.
They were the hosts.
Yeah.
Home field advantage, and the fact that all the boards they were always the attacker, and the opposing teams were always deployed in barbed wire, on fire in a forest, but not on fire because deploying in fire doesn't set you on fire.
It doesn't. Your first activation does.
Yeah. So, speaking to some of their team, their focus was on trying to engineer a strength of opponent disparity.
Okay.
So they wanted to get their best 4 players against their weakest 4 players in a 7-a-side.
Interesting, because all you need to do is win 4-3 to take the...
So I think the idea is you throw your weakest player under the bus of their best player.
Yeah. And
you kind of reverse engineer from there to try and get 4 easy games for your best 4 players. So Wookie Rotica is looking forward to the Mayfang train that awaits him. I disagree with this as a strategy. Obviously, being the leader of men that I aspire to be, I don't think it's particularly fair or nice to give somebody a terrible game.
Yeah.
B, obviously, we fear no man.
Absolutely.
Or lady.
Yeah.
3...
I know, there's a few ladies I fear.
There's some very good players.
There are.
So I'm more inclined to focus on trying to get our players playing missions that they want to play.
Okay.
So hopefully none of my opponents listen to our podcast.
I'm sure they will.
But I think that I possibly will put myself down first on a mission that suits me.
Okay.
And say, come at me if you think you're hard enough.
Right.
And then try and get my teammates onto missions that suit them.
But if you do that, the interesting thing is they won't have control over which mission they're on.
If there's a disparity between killy missions and skilly missions,
yeah,
and there's one which is a killy mission, I put myself down for the killy mission, then they get to play the boundary and plant.
So
if it's the other way around, you'd have to put one of them down
right.
to try and get that split.
To guarantee that.
I don't think you can ever guarantee it.
No.
So they obviously, depending on what their tactics are. I'm more focused around trying to get my teammates onto boards, maps, schemes that they have teams that suit.
Yeah.
So if they've got a really good reshape drop, we get our reshape drop player onto the reshape map.
Okay.
And so on. And I think, our hope would be then that all three of us have winnable games. So we don't have the reliance of hoping our two best players, because you could have, we throw our weakest player under the bus of their best player.
Yeah.
And then we have our best player play their second best. And then
your second best is third.
But I think, that can go horribly wrong.
It very much can.
I think at our last team event, it was you that lost us. You had a very rough Marvel Crisis Protocol game. No, the Guild Ball final I lost.
Yeah, the Guild Ball final.
And the Marvel Crisis Protocol semi-final you lost.
Did I?
You did. I think there was a She-Hulk that did an awful lot of damage to.
Okay.
But take my word for it. But yes, we obviously lost the final to the Scots in Guild Ball.
I remember that one greatly.
And we'd obviously both put an awful lot of prep into the game, and I knew that he'd put a lot of prep into the game because the thing that went his way I think being an attacker was big, and I knew that he knew it was big, and I knew the way he'd set up, he knew how to capitalise on it, and we'd obviously both done an awful lot of prep, and it all just went his way.
Yeah.
But anyway, we had a great time. We made it to the final.
We did, and we've always enjoyed team tournaments and that camaraderie and that. It's different as a team tournament than an individual, even if you go with friends.
Yes. So, and we obviously don't actually have a third person in our team.
No, we maybe need to put out a feelers for a third imaginary friend.
I think that's called mental health.
No, I don't have any of that.
No. So I think
Play poor games.
So, yeah, we certainly would like to play more team events.
Yep.
And I think we just want to have more in the UK. The problem is, I suppose, for an 8 team event, that's 24 people.
Realistically, you want a minimum 4 teams, don't you?
Why do you need 4? So you have 8 teams, that then becomes 4-2-1.
So 8, right? So 8 teams with.
That's a 3-round event.
3. Sorry, I was going for a 8-person team.
Oh no!
For 3 rounds.
No, considering we can't have a 3-person team event in the UK, I think 8-person teams might be a bit ambitious.
Yeah, fair.
That would just be the 16 players in the UK playing each other. The North versus the South.
Sounds like a fun day out for me.
So. So we could have 24 people, which is around the amount that we kind of see.
Tiny bit higher, but I'm sure it should be possible.
I think with a bit of notice, a bit of hype. So UK players, write in, tell us that it's what you want.
Yeah.
And more importantly, write to your TOs.
Yes.
Tell them.
Neither of us are TOs or have...
Currently,
I mean, are you volunteering here then?
Well, in my 5-year plan...
Oh, 5-year plan?
I will have my basement extension.
Okay, that's probably 10 years, but sure.
And then once I have my subterranean basement under my garden with driveway access, then I would like, and this is the bit that interests me more, is I really like the 3D terrain.
Yeah.
And we may not be playing Malifaux in 5 years' time or 10 years' time, but I really like having the designing of boards. And if you've got the space to try and have them all out so you don't have to keep putting them away, you can have it almost as a decoration. But I've got some really cool ideas for 3D printed boards. But yeah, that's a 10-year plan. So the TOs of the UK, if you can run a team events, then obviously James and I will plug you relentlessly. If you are a Polish player and you want to arrange a casual game against me, I am going to be at Bolter on the Friday before the team event. So I'll be there a day early. So if you want to arrange a in-person game, please Discord me, and I'm sure we can arrange a game. And then we've got the laser cutting to try and get done in the remaining few days. And I need to work out what team I'm playing.
Yeah, you've changed your mind.
I still have no idea what I'm taking.
Results.
I don't know if we will have an episode next one, or it may be me from my Airbnb by myself rambling about how the Black Joker sucks. So it may be a proper episode next week, but it probably will be a sort of commercial for the imaginary friends, and then there'll be a proper episode the week after.
Probably a longer one with your Polish excursion.
Excursion, where I can tell you about how I now play Infinity. We will see you soon.
Have a great one.